Tokenized treasuries edge into U.S. institutions. Hbar sits in the flow. And what's next? We'll answer those questions and cover the latest Hbar news in today's video. Welcome back to the Crypto Intel channel. If you enjoy staying up to date with everything around Hbar, please give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll never miss updates, price predictions, and market analysis. So let's dive in. The host of a recent crypto analysis video argues that a low-key June 23, 2026 announcement may matter more for Hedera's long-term role in finance than any short-term Hbar price move. The development links London-based digital asset platform Arcax, U.S. broker-dealer T0, and a tokenized U.S. Treasury product called Govi that is being issued across multiple networks, including Hedera. The focus is not on retail speculation. The product is aimed squarely at U.S. qualified purchasers, routed through T0's SEC-registered FINRA member broker-dealer and custodial infrastructure. In the analyst's framing, this is less about another token listing and more about whether regulated capital can now reach tokenized government debt via rails that large institutions can actually use and explain internally. The Govi Arcax T0 link, regulated path into tokenized T-bills. At the core of the story is Govi, described by Cheeky Crypto as a perpetual T-bill token designed to give continuous exposure to short-dated U.S. Treasury bills. Instead of institutions manually rolling maturities, the token abstracts that operational work while remaining tied to what are widely treated as among the safest instruments in global finance. Arcax handles issuance of this tokenized short-term treasury product. T0 provides regulated U.S. market access, planning to offer Govi to qualified American investors later this year. Cheeky Crypto stresses that this answers the questions institutions actually ask: who issues the token, where the underlying assets sit, how custody works, what happens on redemption, and which regulators oversee the process. The Hedera angle is that Govi is issued across Ethereum, Hedera, and Stellar. That makes this not a one-chain story, as the host puts it, but it does place Hedera directly inside a live institutional RWA pipeline involving tokenized treasuries, regulated issuance, and a U.S.-compliant distribution channel. Friction, not rival chains, seen as the main threat. The analyst frames the real opponent here as friction rather than competing blockchains, settlement delays, legal uncertainty, siloed markets, and manual processes that keep assets from moving at digital speed. Tokenization is presented as an attempt to compress that drag, but only networks that plug neatly into legal wrappers, custody partners, whitelisting, reporting, and clear accountability are likely to win institutional flows. From this perspective, the T0 Arcax link is important because it shifts the question from "can this token exist?" to "can regulated capital reach it?" For Hbar holders, the YouTube episode suggests tracking custody setups, who can actually access the product, how issuance and redemption work in practice, and whether more instruments, money markets, collateral, other RWAs, follow the same route. The host is careful not to overstate the case. There is still execution, regulatory, market, and competitive risk, including from traditional products that don't need blockchains at all. But if tokenized treasuries do become a gateway asset for institutions, the networks that quietly handle compliant issuance and settlement could end up as essential plumbing long before price charts catch up. Right now, it feels like the market is finally starting to realize what patient investors have been saying for months. Hbar is no longer looking like just another crypto. It's gradually becoming one of the strongest candidates for a major breakout if the altcoin market truly enters its next bullish phase. And here's the interesting part. Most people are still watching only one thing: the price. But price is always the last thing to move. First, the ecosystem grows. New enterprise partnerships are announced, real-world use cases continue expanding, institutional interest starts building, and only then does the market begin pricing all of that into the asset. That's exactly why many analysts believe Hbar's current rally may be far from over. As of July 3, 2026, there are several major reasons why Hbar continues gaining strength. The first is the return of investor attention toward infrastructure blockchains. After months of meme coins dominating the spotlight, capital is slowly rotating back into projects that actually deliver real technology and long-term utility. Hedera continues standing out as one of the most recognizable enterprise blockchain networks thanks to its unique governance model, high-performance architecture, and strong focus on business adoption. The second reason is the continued expansion of the ecosystem itself. Enterprise solutions keep growing. AI-related initiatives continue developing. Real-world asset tokenization is gaining more traction, and HashSphere remains one of the most closely watched enterprise products, giving businesses the ability to operate private networks while staying connected to Hedera's public infrastructure. Every one of these developments adds another layer to the long-term investment case behind Hbar. There's another factor that investors are starting to notice. Even after its recent recovery, Hbar still trades well below its previous all-time highs. For many long-term investors, that represents opportunity rather than risk. Instead of asking how much Hbar has already moved, they're asking how much room is still left. Now let's look at the technical picture. Over the past several weeks, Hbar has continued building an increasingly constructive recovery structure. Following months of consolidation, buyers are finally starting to regain control. Even when pullbacks appear, they've largely behaved like healthy corrections inside a developing uptrend rather than signs of renewed weakness. Your plans, hopes, and expectations are for it. The best and most engaging comment will be featured in the next video. Just a reminder, friends, informational and news videos are posted on the channel every day, so you won't get bored here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you're always up to date on all the latest news. And if you liked this video, please support me with a like. Your like is my motivation. Thanks to everyone for watching, and see you next time.